Hi everyone. Okay, so today I'm going to do a little bit different. It'll be actually there's no unboxing, but I'm just going to talk about some of the stuff that I have bought in March, April. Mainly in March because there's some delays when shipping, and you know it takes time and everything. So some of these are bought from the local stores, and some of them were bought all the way from USA. I'm just going to talk a little bit about each of it, and mainly some of the reason why I bought some of this stuff. Okay, so why don't we start off from these three big boxes here. So these three were bought from the local store, kind of. They're from Amazon. So mainly the reason I bought these three was I think it was a good deal. They are family games that is suitable to be played with about 2 to 5 players. You know, sometimes when we have a little bit of a party going on. So I think some of these games are good, and they're relatively heavy. So if I were to buy it from Amazon overseas, it would really have cost me a bit more. So the local was a good deal in that sense, and I think so far I'm not going to kind of regret this. I watched the video about each of these games, check all the rating on Board Game Geek, and I must say I'm pretty satisfied. So the most favorite among all these three is actually this one. It's actually okay, here let me just get this up to show you the title. The title is actually Jamakai. Okay, Jamakai is actually it's kind of like a pirate game where you fight against each other to get some treasures and victory points. And the board is quite intuitive in the sense that it's just one board. There are various tokens where you use treasures here, as well as there's some dice rolling and some fighting as well. So you go around the board one round. By the time whoever reaches at the end, the game's end, and then you tallies how much you have. It's pretty interesting, I think. In fact, I think I'm going to like it so much that I even ordered the add-on, which was really hard to find since the add-on was already published in 2017, and there's quite limited number of it. But lucky for me, I've already pre-ordered it. If you would like to know where I get it, you can leave a comment below, and I'll tell you where to get it. Okay, so let me just put this aside. Okay, I hope this is not going to take too long because it's already 2 minutes for the first game. Okay, this is the second game, Treasure Island. Treasure Island is for 2 to 5, takes about 45 minutes to play. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I think I can't like get most of the game. There's a lot of similarity in them, and this is also a pirate game. Okay, so you can see now, be a pirate, play a pirate. Okay, and you get the board that is kind of similar, not really similar. But in this game, I think there's actually the Long John, okay, John Silver, that actually hides a treasure, and you're supposed to find it. So I have not really delved too deep into this game yet. So I just got it because it's very heavy, as you can feel it, and I feel that it's a worth buy. I probably might sell it away if I don't really like it after watching the video. But okay, and okay, this is about building space station, not really so much about pirates. So it's not Space Pirate. Among the Stars is actually a game about building space stations and then gaining victory points. So it's pretty Euro style, where you there are many powers, many cards you can draft to help you build up on your space station. There's a lot of add-ons for this game. I think there's about 3. I only got the base game. I'm not sure whether I like it or not, but it's a really good price that I can't turn down. So I got this. Plus you get free delivery after certain base amount has been hit. So this is Among the Stars, the base game. Next, we move on to the next pile here, which you can see I think there's a lot of repeat. Hi Kiwi, you want to play with me? Which game you like to play? Okay, so on top here, I'll talk a little bit about Arkham Horror, the card game. So Arkham Horror, I am almost subscribed to it, but I'm not. I get the cards from various sources at pre-release price. So as you can see, this 2 is already the pack 2 and pack 3 of the In's Mouse Conspiracy. Each pack is at about 60 cards. There are some more cards for the deck building, and there's some cards for the story. So each of them unveils one chapter. So I'm fortunate to say that if I don't know whether I regret this or not. I don't think I regret this, but this was one of the games that started me on all this board gaming, and it was at a time where I was unable to do a lot of stuff due to my limitation after operation, and board game was one of the things that I could do, and I had a great time when I had a staycation over at a luxurious hotel, in fact, and there was really not too much I could have done. I brought Arkham Horror, the card game, there in hope that maybe I will find out something new, because I bought it and I never got a chance to play with it, and actually it was a blast and I really love it. After which I came back, I realized that the deluxe set was only the starting chapter of each Arkham Horror arc. You need to get all the Mythos pack like this in order to get the full story of each arc. And thereon, I had since been buying all the Arkham Horror, the card game since then. Must have well over $1,000 by now. But well, it's a bit too late for me to stop. And here we are with 2 more packs for the Innsmouth Conspiracy. In fact, actually, I already bought all of them. It's just that the rest of them are not shipped due to some other pre-orders. And I take off this pack here also. This belongs to the same game, Arkham Horror, the card game, but this is not part of an arc. It's a standalone scenario pack called Wars of the Outer Gods. As you can see, I think there will be, I'm not sure if it's slightly more cards, but this is actually a standalone story, and I quite like most of the standalone stories so far. Okay, I will probably like play this in between some of the chapters in order to take a break kind of between the long campaign. Okay, let's go back to some of this. Okay, you'll be surprised actually. What are these? Actually, I'm very surprised I've even bought this. So it's actually at $3 USD per pack. You get about I think, not sure, it's about 6 to 8. These are bases for miniatures. So in fact, here is the completed version if you were to paint it, and if you are that good. So there are 6 here. So you can see that it's a trash-like kind of a base for your miniatures to stand on. This is pretty good for sci-fi miniatures. I have some miniatures that doesn't have base, so I thought, no, why don't I give this a shot. The same would have been gone to say about this. This is as you can see, this is how you assemble it, the base, then put onto a system. And then this looks kind of like all the trash metals. It's quite, most of these are pretty perfectly built for Warhammer, I must think. And I'm very surprised actually they are actually produced by Carbon actually. Pretty surprised. I thought, you know, they only do miniatures. Okay, but here I got a good deal. That's like 6 USD. I must say it's probably one of the best buy I got here. Okay, the next file here will be a quick run through. Basically, if you watch my other video, you will know that recently I have got into VIllainous. It's an asymmetric kind of deck building games where you compete against your opponent, and your opponents will play cards to sabotage your victory. So this is a standalone version, which is the Marvel version. As you can see, there's a hint of Thanos, the Infinity Gauntlet. You actually don't get to play Thanos, I think. So there are 5 scripted villains. It's pretty interesting. It's you also have asymmetrics. You know, you have heroes like Iron Man or this to play against each other to stop you from winning. As you can see here, oh, you actually get to play Thanos. Okay, how cool. So it's like, I have to take it back. So you get to play Thanos. So this was a relatively cheap deal. I think it's about 30 USD-ish, minus the shipping. So I just got it because I like VIllainous. Let me put this one side, and we can see here there are 2 sets of 2 different add-ons for VIllainous. Okay, one of the add-ons is called Evil Comes Prepared, with the Lion King, obviously. Pictures in the front. You get 3 villains here. Okay, so actually I don't really watch too much of Disney's cartoon or animation, but I think the game is fun. As someone who loved to play it, and why I ended up having 2 copies is actually another friend of mine is also quite into the game, so he's also interested to complete his collection by getting all the expansion, and since I'm going to do it, well, might as well we have done it together, whichever deals I could find. And this was actually a very good deal from Amazon with some coupon vouchers. It's kind of like about 15 USD each, so I must say it's a good deal. And for the second add-on is a perfectly wrapped. We have another 3 villains here, but to be honest, I think the smaller box is kind of expensive, because the bigger box, the original green big box of VIllainous, have 6 villain, and that's only about 20 over USD, and you know, you're paying like 15 is like, is really crazy cheap for this. Normally this comes to about 25, and that's only like you get 3 villains inside. So we are still looking for a good deal for the last pack, the 2021 expansion. Have not decided to buy it yet, but I'll look out on Amazon to, you know, to see when we can get a good deal out of it. Actually, I just missed one of the deal. I mean, well, too bad, we're just have to wait. Okay, now to the last pile here. So this is Marvel United, the base game by Come On. There is a lot of box, a lot of for the Kickstarter. I think it's about 8 or 9. I've seen Alex unbox his. I have decided that I did not want to go in for the Kickstarter, and this is all I got. Is just the base box. With some luck, actually, you could get this box at about 15 USD, which is dirt cheap. I got it about 20. Still very cheap. I don't know if I like the game, but a lot of people say that the game system is not that fantastic, but it's fun, and it's one of the last few games that was created by Eric M. Lung before he left Come On. And so I think for whatever, you know, memory's sake, I think this is a good game to keep. I'll keep it anyway. Probably not decided to let it go yet. There's a new Kickstarter coming out for X-Men, which is, I think, not sure if it's an expansion or is it add-on to this, or is it a standalone, but we will see then. Oh shit, there's a little bit of dent here. I hope this doesn't affect the game too much. Well, I'll find out anyway. It's cheap. Okay, the next is ScoobyDoo Escape from Haunted Mansion. This is quite a heavy game. I mean heavy in the sense that it's really heavy. I didn't know very much about this game. It was about 20-ish. I bought it. It has a high rating on Board Game Geek, and Dice Tower gave it a chow of excellent, not just approval. So imagine that must have been damn good for this game. Do you want to play that with me, or do you want to do something else? I'll tell you what, why don't you go find somewhere where you like to go. Okay, let me finish the video. Okay, so one thing I didn't notice about this game was there was like no art, nothing on this, so I don't really know too much about what game it is. But since it's Scooby-Doo, it's probably fun, but I didn't realize that this was actually an escape game, and you don't really get to play it the second time because you already knew all the puzzles and everything. But the game is broken in 2 parts, take place over about 3 to 5 hours, and as such, I think it's still a good buy. You could probably like still sell everything away or give it to a friend, because it's not destroyed like some of the games out there. Okay, so this is a good escape game, I suppose. We will find out, I guess. I'm definitely going to play this. Another one of this is one of those cheaper type of games. I think you will find them maybe in Walmart and stuff like that. It's a 20 minutes game, as you can see. It's called Last Defense. So this game plays with an app. It's quite like a Monster Bash game where you get to like the look of this kind of reminds you of Horrified, right? Doesn't it? Except that the theme is different and there's a time limit, and you you collect items, you use items, you basically defeat the various monsters and calamity, I think, out here. So this is a 20 minutes game, and I think it's good to have because it's fast and we get to actually we probably get to play this quite a lot. So this is by Funko game, not to be I'm not sure if it is the same Funko that actually produce all the you know, miniature, no, I don't know where you call it, miniatures or dolls. Okay, so we have a very heavy game. This is very heavy. It's Flatline. So it's an aftershock game. There is a special promo inside this pack. I can't remember how much I paid for this. This is probably, but I probably bought this because the rating was very good, and I like all the sci-fi themed kind of games. So there are, oh, this one also plays with the app, as you can see. There's a ship computer timer, and then there's some dice rolling. There's I think there's some this may look a bit Europe-ish, you know, in like getting one resource and change it to another resource and kind of stuff like that. So we have Flatlines. Not sure if there's an expansion for this, but right now I didn't get it. Okay, I'll leave this right at the end because I want to talk a little bit more about that. So we have the next is the Orbeez Legacy. As you can see, this is actually the Lady of the Lake with Excalibur. So needless to say, this is actually a Arthurian game. It's about, they didn't mention explicitly here, but I do recall people say that this is actually Arthurian, and just by that I'm already sucked in, and I decided to buy it. As you can see, there's it's hexagons, tiles, there are characters, there are different quests. So I think this is kind of like RPG kind of stuff with a lot of contents to go, and I think yeah, I think I will have to play it to, you know, to explain more. But this is probably a game that I look forward to because I like the theme and I like RPGs. Okay, so what do you want? Do you want to unbox my game? I'm not going to do it today. Okay, so this is let me see how you pronounce this. Granny Midday. I hope so. It's a space exploration game. As you can see, I already quite into all the space exploration. This is very Euro. As you can see, maybe there's a lot of resources, different type of resources, converting to each other, different type of cards, stuff like that. Originally, I think this is in French, but you got translated to English. Like, you know, you can recruit settlers, use shuttle to transport them to Mars, and then colonize. It could be kind of like terraforming Mars, but in a different sense. So I'm willing to give this a try. So let's see what it is. Okay, we talk about this super heavy, super big game. This is a Kickstarter. It was a Kickstarter anyway. So now it's not. The Kickstarter version has a logo with a sticker that says Kickstarter exclusive. Okay, there's some controversy around this game. Tales of Evil, as you can see, is a game about kids on bicycles with spiders and bats, and basically it's like all the 80s reference, you know, like with ETs, Stranger Things and stuff like that. And they have a club to actually fight evils. So this is a campaign game with tiles that looks high quality, almost like the Mansion of Madness. We have a campaign that I mentioned before, and this book, there's actually I think there's some expansion already built into this game. So the controversy is about having a Kickstarter exclusive and a deluxe version, where there's two pricing on the Kickstarter, and people actually end up paying for the deluxe version because they wanted more. There's supposed to be some additional stuff like play maps, expansion, additional miniatures and stuff like that. And in the end, they found that there was actually no deluxe or normal version. So there's only one version. Everybody gets the same thing in the Kickstarter, and that make a lot of people quite unhappy about it. Of course, the people who have not paid for the deluxe version will be very, very happy because they got the same component nevertheless. But of course, I won't be standing on any of their sides because I didn't even back the Kickstarter. I bought this at retail, and I'm not sure, but is in my knowledge, I think the retail version contains everything that the Kickstarter has, which is even more a controversy. I will unbox this because I think I searched online and everybody is unboxing the Kickstarter version. So you get to actually see what's in the Kickstarter. Why don't I unbox this in another video and we compare to what you actually get between here and the Kickstarter. I'm more of the storyline or in town guy, so I don't really go for deluxified or additional miniatures unless it's okay. That taken back, I actually back Undead or Alive all in with even the expansion because I like the miniatures. But most of the time I will just go for anything that affects the story, and I think this box in fact actually gives you almost everything really. This is the campaign. It's the Mystery of the Demon Puppet Mistress. So look forward to this. I think this is going to be a good game. There's a lot of cool 80s nostalgic references. I don't know if I can already show you, but on one of the tiles actually you see Kid there, and you will see the Ghostbusters Ghost Trap as well. I think the Ghost Traps is this thing here. Okay, so anyway, when I unbox it, I'll talk a little bit more about this. Okay, let's not forget this last small box. So this is going to be the last thing actually, not that. Okay, so this is very cheap. It's definitely less than 10 USD. It's I think it's a trick taking game for 2 players. It's probably something I'm not going to sell away very soon. I will play this quite often because it's a fast and I think it's kind of a team building for 2 persons. So I think it's good to try it out, and then it has a very, very good rating. There's another version of this which has even better ratings, but it's more expensive than this. So let me just try this out first before getting anything more, or maybe I'm actually might not like it. So I'm not sure yet. Okay, so thanks for watching. This is the unboxing for March, April. There's some stuff coming in April soon. It probably be consolidated together in May due to delivery, and I'll talk a little bit more about them then. Okay, thanks for watching.